All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started here. And so let me just minimize this window. Perfect. So today we're going to be going over sort of what we view as the future of real estate technology and hyper-local data that we hope will be powering your companies moving forward. And I want to kind of dive into how you can use our Gridics hyper-local data platform to make better real estate decisions. And so my name's Austin Rhodes, and I'm the business development manager here at Gridics. And I'll be joined in a little bit by Jason Doyle, our CEO and co-founder. If you have any questions at all, after the presentation, feel free to give me a call or Jason a call, and we're happy to kind of walk through some more details of the platform. So just to kind of go over what we're working on today and what our goal is for the 30 minutes that we have together. I mean, really, as I said, what we want to do is help real estate professionals like you make better decisions using hyperlocal data. And so Gridics at its core is a hyperlocal data platform. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what Gridics is, and then we're going to go into the platform, kind of show you about how the menu structure works. And we have 4 business cases lined up of like common scenarios that you as real estate professionals might find yourselves in, and ways that you can use Gridics to, again, make better decisions in those situations. And we'll talk about some other Gridics resources and then leave some time at the end for questions and answers. And we'll keep this to exactly 30 minutes. And if questions run over, feel free to duck out. So I'm going to turn it over to Jason here, our CEO, and I'm going to unmute him now. Jason, are you able to speak with us now?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. So I think Jason's going to kind of go over the basics of Gridics here. So go ahead.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today and taking time out of your business schedule. So as Austin said, we've really we're trying to solve the problem with Gridics that of having data in so many various places. And so when our founders came together, we identified the challenge around sourcing data and really having to go to so many different locations to find what they're looking for. And so really at its core, Gridics is a hyper-local database of a number of different layers that you'll see in a minute. Focused right now on South Florida, really designed to give you access to analyze that data, share it with your contacts privately. And as a part of that, we partnered with the Miami Association of Realtors and Teresa and Deborah because they really saw this as a potential valuable tool for their members as well. And so we have a additional data feed coming in from them, which is not just active listings, but expired, pending, closed. And so you can really do some robust market analysis using the system. But as you can see here, in addition to that, we've added some layers such as schools, transit, agent records that show who's closed what brokers, all these kind of things for you to use for your own particular purposes, neighborhoods and developments. One of the unique factors of Gridics is that it's not open to the public per se. We expose some pages, obviously, as you can see, to try and draw people in, but we really want this to be a software as a service to the real estate professionals. And while still leveraging some of the modern social and networking functions of allowing you to position you and as the expert in your marketplace to be able to run some fairly robust searches and analysis, convert those into PDF reports if you'd like, and share them that way. We have a whole folders section within the user area that you can organize different market analysis reports and then ultimately download those as PDFs and just share those that way with your photo on them to your clients. Or you can even invite your clients into the system and share the content directly with them. So if you want to do a search that's fairly unique and specific to their needs and actually use Gridics as that platform to interact, you could save that search, share that search with them, invite them to actually take a look at it, and they can even add comments that will only be seen by you and your client. So all that functionality is in there for you to use. In addition, Gridics allows you to do searches across multiple places. And so what is a place? You'll learn more as Austin goes into it later, but a place is anything starting from a county to a city to a zip code to a neighborhood to any identified area with a border that you can think of is all the way down to the actual census block itself. And so what we allow you to do is to select and do a search across multiple places. So if you're looking for a very specific type of property, anything from something in a specific zoning code or a specific land use if you're going after development space, or simply just looking from a specific bedroom, bath with a pool, with all the various attributes that you're looking for, but you're not necessarily stuck on one area like this zip code or this city or this neighborhood. You can, with Gridics, actually add a number of different neighborhoods very easily to your search with those robust filter attributes and see what comes up. And so your actual search will cover multiple parts of town and say, hey, if this is really the property you want within these school districts or these attendance zones or these neighborhoods, this is where you should start looking. And so it really can help you kind of more quickly in a better user experience, drill down to what you're looking for. Ultimately, it's going to probably be paired with some of the tools you use on the MLS, so it's not meant to replace that, but more to give you a environment in which you can do some of the robust searching that you do on the MLS while sharing that with your contacts in a private manner. Austin, I'm still seeing the data slide. Is that?
Yes. So I think, are we ready to kind of start going through the menu structure, or what do you think? All right, I think everything should be good to go now. I really apologize for that, for the issue there. We just lost internet for a second. So anyway, hopefully everyone is still here and want to get back to going over the structure of sort of how the Gridics menu works. So all of the data that Jason was talking about is broken down into these 6 categories at the top right here. So you can see our MLS listings. You have for sale and for rent, public records, geospatial that we mentioned with places and developments. We have agent rankings and broker rankings. And then also one of the cool features of Gridics is the news section at the very end. And so what I want to point out is even from the homepage, you're still able to run pretty intense searches through Gridics. So let's say we want to see rentals for Edgewater. So just through the homepage, we can go here and type in Edgewater and run a quick search here. And just with the homepage, we can already pull up right here 6,900 records of rental properties in Edgewater. And so is everyone able to see my screen here? Want to make sure. I think there might have been an issue with this. So all Gridics searches can be viewed in 3 different views here. So we have the list view, which shows the properties traditionally lined up in a list. Then we have a map view where you can see them clustered within Edgewater that we're looking at here. And then you can also view the properties in a statistics view. And so it takes the search that we just ran and then pulls it into the different types of views here. And so what's really interesting about Gridics is sort of all of these filters on the left-hand side never change. And so no matter what you're searching for, these stay the same. So you can see types of properties if you want to look at condos, the different property uses. And again, no matter what you're searching for, this structure of the page remains the same. So now I want to kind of go through a business case. Let's say that you have a client who just wants to look in a specific neighborhood. So for this case, I'm going to run a search for the South Beach neighborhood, just so that we can kind of take a look at how Gridics organizes neighborhoods and that specific data. So I'm going to go to geospatial and down to places, like Jason was talking about. And a place can be any geographic area. So we're talking a zip code, a city, a neighborhood. And for this particular case, I'm going to type in South Beach. And so we can pull up right here. This is the place page for the South Beach neighborhood. And when we click on there, this is a really comprehensive overview page that gives you pretty much all of the information you need to know about the South Beach neighborhood. And we pulled the same overview page for, again, every geographic area. So a zip code, if you want to search for that, a city. And you can see we have sales and rental information here, a map of the neighborhood, some images, if you want to show your clients that. And then we dive into some more in-depth tables here showing active sales, active rentals, even some of the biggest developments in South Beach, which is pretty handy. So, let's say we want to look at the Flamingo, you can click on that and drill right down into it. Individual streets, the schools that are in the area, and the news that relates to that neighborhood. So I want to show you now, we kind of briefly looked at some of the statistics, the pivot charts, but I want to show a little bit more about what those charts can do. So I'm going to click right here on for sale properties in South Beach. And so this is going to pull up all of the active for sale properties in that neighborhood. And I'm going to move this to closed and take off active. And you'll notice that we pull all aspects from the feed, not just active, which is very, very useful for your business. So now I'm looking at 8,453 closed sale properties in South Beach. And if I go to statistics, it pulls up charts here. And so let's say I want to look at the quantity of closings per year and also see the median, let's say the median closing price. So then this will show us, year over year in South Beach, what's happening to the properties there. And you can easily change the type of graph you're looking at, if you want to see a scatter plot, a line, and you can easily as well update the variables here. So, let's just see here. Let's say we want to look at total property size when compared to median closing price. So then we can run that report as well. And so, I could spend an entire day just going over this, but wanted to kind of give you a look at what you can do from the statistics standpoint with Gridics. Awesome. So another thing that Jason mentioned that I want to point out is how to save and share searches. So going back to list view here, let's say we want to look, one of our clients wants to see active one-bedroom apartments in South Beach between $300,000 and $400,000. Something very specific, but that kind of question comes up all the time. So I'm going to say active, take off closed here. We're still searching in South Beach. And then I'm going to come down to the bedrooms, and I'm just going to say one bedroom. So it's showing right now in South Beach, there's 681 one-bedroom units available. And let's say one of our clients wants to see, what this search looks like. Oh, and I'm sorry, I missed one of the variables I wanted to add in was $300,000 to $400,000. So let's do asking price, 300, 400. That'll narrow it down a little bit here. So now we've got 134. Perfect. So again, let's say we want to share this with a client. We can easily hit save search right here, and I'll name it perfect. And I'm going to save it into a new folder, and I'll call the folder the same thing here. And you can select folder access. I'm just going to keep it private for right this second. and then email notification. So Gridics will automatically run this exact search and send it to you on a daily or weekly basis. So let's just say weekly. And now I'm going to save this search. And so this makes it very easy to go back in and pull up these same properties again, or Gridics will automatically send it to your contacts as well. So when I go to folders, you'll see here what I just created, South Beach, 1 bedroom, 300 to 400,000. And I can share that with my contacts with one click. So, let's say Jane Doe is one of our clients. We can, with one click, send this report to her, and she can pull it up through just a simple link. She can run the same search. So that's something extremely handy here. The one other thing I want to mention before we kind of close out with questions is, in addition to neighborhood pages, you can also look at individual developments with Gridics. And the interesting thing about this is what it does is it allows you to see, like, let's look at the icon Tower 1 in Brickell, for example. When I click on this, it has the same structure as the neighborhood page that we were just looking at for South Beach. But what's interesting is you can actually pull property records for an individual development. So let's say I want to farm the icon and get all of the contact information for the owners in that building. I can just click here on the 712 property records and then export this report to CSV and Excel. And just to save time, I had already done this. And so you can see here all of the property records for the Brickell, for Icon Tower 1. And we can see, the name of the owner and their address. So it's very easy to send mailers and, reach out to these people if you want to expand your footprint in a given development. So I want to kind of go back. I see we have about 7 minutes here left. So let's go back over to the presentation and just want to point out a few other interesting things. And, Gridics just has so much data. We could spend 4 whole days talking about this. So I really encourage you, to join another one of our webinars or check out our help center. But kind of before I go over that, being a part of Gridics, we are constantly coming out with new reports and data that you as a user can use. So for example, we just did our Q17 market trends report that we released for free. And this just gives you an in-depth guide to every important neighborhood here in Miami and kind of what the trends are saying. And this is all powered through Gridics data. And, in addition to these types of reports, we offer collaboration tools to work better with your clients, share information, and also we have the ability to brand with your picture and logo, not only reports, but also listings that you have closed through our platform. So great way to market yourself, and just wanted to make sure that we go over that. So Jason, I think I'm going to turn it back over to you here, if you're still there, to talk about maximizing your Gridics experience. While we wait on Jason here, I'm just going to kind of go over. Jason, can you hear us here?
All right. Typical mute problems. I apologize, everybody. I could hear everything you guys were saying, but you guys couldn't hear me. So I apologize for that. So we're back. Thank you, Austin. Yeah, so with the limited time that we have left, again, thank you guys for enduring some of our technical Wi-Fi issues. You never know with these webinars. It's going to be a smoother, bumpy ride, but we'll do our best next time to work through them. So appreciate your patience there. As Austin said, I mean, there's a robust and in-depth level of data that we have here. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We are happy to schedule some one-on-one time with any of you if you would like to, go through a personalized demo where you can ask in-depth questions and really kind of dive into your specific area and have us show you how to do that and really explore the values of our pro subscription, which, as Austin pointed out, allows you to really hone in on owner information that you can use to guide your marketing efforts in a more precise and targeted manner. And so as a Gridics Pro member, which is really we tried to make as affordable as possible at $39 a month or $468 per year. It allows you to really target, download this data, add unlimited contacts into the system to be able to share content as Austin showed you. And so being able to do that, we feel like is at the rate we're putting it out there is a no-brainer given the level of in-depth tools that this can provide you to really help drive a more efficient approach to your business. So again, we want to thank you for your time. I'm not sure if there were any questions that Austin can see on the webinar, but please reach out to us for a personalized demo so that we can dive into some more detailed areas of the application for you in person.
So I see a couple questions here. Yes, the slides will be available. So no worries there. I'll make sure that I can send that out to everyone. And I'll also make sure that you guys as participants have links to the market trends report. So, again, no problem there. Any other questions that I can help with here?
Yeah, while we're getting final questions there, I will point out it's really easy to upgrade to Pro. You just go into, click on your name in the top right and go to your subscriptions area, and you can simply select Gridics Pro and put in your credit card and select the annual subscription, and you'll be good for a year. So within 30 seconds, you can be using this after the webinar. Austin also mentioned, while it's still fresh, we just released the market trends report about a week and a half ago, and it does cover first quarter, has some neighborhood information. We will brand that for you if you are a Pro upgraded subscriber. So we charge $200 to brand that, but if you upgrade to Pro today, we'll actually go ahead and brand one just for you at no cost to you. So putting your picture and your contact information at the bottom of every page, and then you can use that to print out flyers and put them in your office, or you can email the PDF to your list of contacts in your CRM. So we encourage you to go ahead and do that so we can get that customized and over to you as soon as possible. So that's all I got, Austin. Any other questions?
I'll check the questions here. Before we sign out, I just wanted to also go over, we have a pretty in-depth help center where you can go through FAQ articles, and we've also started building out a library of tutorial videos. So a few of the things that we talked about today are in the tutorials, but there's also 20 other videos that go into more advanced features of the platform. So be sure to check that out. I'll make sure everyone has the slides with these links here. But the easiest way is just gridics.com/help. And we'll be doing more similar webinars in the future as well. So, stay tuned for that. And any questions at all about, how the process works, here's our contact information. So really appreciate your time. It's 11 o'clock. I'll double check if there are any more questions, but have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to head over to our website where you can check out even more videos to learn about the advanced features within Gridics. As always, thanks for tuning into this tutorial. We'll see you next time.